Okay, Peyton, I've got your process book open here, and I think I would say at this point we're just a little bit underdeveloped in terms of design. Now, this is a work in progress, so this should be a complete artifact, a designed artifact, using all of the known and learned elements and principles of design in presentation format. So, at this point, I would recommend that you start thinking about how you're going to design your process book. I would not use 8.5 by 11 pages because there's too much scrolling involved. If you look at a lot of the examples, for example, this is the greenhouse example, the pages are wider than they are tall so that they are able to easily be seen in a screen without having to scroll. So we definitely want to get this in presentation format for final submission next week. Pause to clause adoption, target audience. I'm wondering why there's a question mark at target audience. And why are there? Okay, so yeah, target audience question mark. I'm wondering about that. Target is young, 20 male or female. Be as detailed as possible in the target audience. Okay, so what I would recommend is starting your process book with a statement of intent. In other words, a page that describes what you intend, what you intend to accomplish with the completion of this assignment. Then you want to start a page that's before you even get into your target audience, you want to define the problem. Okay, so think about a definition of the problem and then also a solution. So describe the problem and then describe how the app will solve that problem. Okay, so we always start any kind of user testing by defining the problem. Okay, so we get that problem defined, describe how the app will solve that problem, and then you can move on to the three main functions and features. All right, and as well as the rest of your research findings. Okay, these are, how do I put this? These need to be all different pages, not summarized on one page. Okay, and again, I really want you to take a look at the examples. Here's the greenhouse example. That's available back in week 2, I believe. Remember this one? And this shows, I mean, this is really a great presentation, but it doesn't stop there. I've also got all those examples listed in the course announcements. So be sure to take a look at those. So basically you need a single page for everything in the app. It's not just a summary like this, okay? So start with your statement of intent. Then a next page would be definition of the problem and app solution proposal. Then you want to list the three main functions and features of the ad. Then your research findings, of course. And then your research findings go, so you have your comparative analysis as well. So competitors, you definitely want to show an image of the interface. And the reason you want to do that is because when you show the competition, you want to do three things. You want to include the pros and cons for the functionality and features, the visual design, and the usability. Again, you're going to show pros and cons for functionality and features, visual design, and usability for the three competitive apps or the 2 competitive apps, however many you want to include. Okay, so once you have that, then you're going to jump into your target audience. Okay. At that point, you're going to come up with your scenarios. So we've got, and remember, presentation format, you're going to show images, you're going to show this, you're going to show the personas and the scenarios. You can't jump into a scenario without a persona. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's a persona. See the comparative analysis, functionality and features, visual design, usability. Okay, then we jump over here, and here is our target audience. Here's our personas. Okay, so note there's a picture, a quote, a description, age, gender, primary motivation. For adults, you'll definitely want to include their profession and their technical savvy. Okay, there's another one. Name, title, what she does, age, gender, primary motivation. She's got kids, define that. She doesn't work, define that. So really want to get detailed in your personas. And the reason you want to get detailed in your personas is because you're going to create your scenarios based on the persona. So the scenario is a storyboard of where the person in the persona, the scenario is a sketch of where the person is, the person from the persona, when they are using. So they're confronted with a problem. You're going to sketch out the problem, storyboard fashion, and then show how the app will solve the problem identified in the problem statement. Okay, and again, take a look at those examples. So we need two personas and at least one scenario, and we need a storyboard of that scenario. All right, so at that point, we need wireframe sketches, which you have right here. You have wireframe sketches for every screen in the app, right? Then you have sketches. We need manual sketches of all the screens. So we need the manual sketches. Those are also going to act as your paper prototypes. So in other words, what you're going to do is sketch out each screen. You're going to come up with your user testing questions, and you're going to show the screen. So in other words, the introduction screen, you will show the screen to your testing subject and say, okay, where would you click to set up your profile, your username and password? And they'll point to where they're going to click. They're going to get it right or they're going to get it wrong, and you need to record that data. If a majority of your test subjects get it wrong, that's an indication that you have to change that sketch. That's why we use sketches for paper prototyping, not digital mock-ups, because imagine you could just redo the sketch quickly. Just take another sketch, sketch it out. Okay, there's your new paper prototype, as opposed to having to go back in the computer, completely change the page to reflect the tasks that were either done correctly or incorrectly. Okay, so then what you want to do is in your testing sessions, you want to, first of all, we need photographs of all of the paper prototype screens. Then we need photographs of the actual usability testing session. Okay, so show pictures of the person clicking when you ask the questions. All right, then we will need photographs of all the paper prototypes. So you're going to photograph the testing session, then include a summary of tasks for usability testing. And that's right over here on page 52. You can see in the greenhouse example. This is a wonderful example. Okay, so it says a scripted summary of tasks for usability testing. So every subject gets the same series of questions. And all they're going to do is point and click. If they get it wrong, you're going to record that data. That summary of tasks for usability testing will be followed by a complete written analysis summarizing the results of the testing session. Okay. We need digital mock-ups of all screens, which I think we have. Yes, we have digital mock-ups of all screens. Then we would need a summary page and then a bibliography page where you're citing all of your research and image sources. Okay, so there's a little bit of work yet to do here. So the main thing I think is to get this into presentation format and then just kind of isolate things. If you want to take a screenshot of this, this is what was due this week. I'm going to add in this coming Sunday's announcement for the deliverables due for next week. I'll add a complete list of everything that is due for the final submission of your process book. Okay, don't forget process book is due during week 5, and the click-through prototype is due during week 6. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Click-through prototype is due during week 5. Process book is due during week 6. Okay, so at this point, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, let me know. But I will say we're a little bit underdeveloped here. There's a lot of stuff we have to include here. I would highly, highly recommend you open this and keep it open and become best friends with this as well as the other examples from the listed in the course announcements. All right, so that's about all I have, Payton. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.